Virginia wins. The Cavaliers are going to the College World Series. He's going to go all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Virginia, Big Paul. Cavalier Sports Weekly is presented by the Virginia Lottery. The Virginia Lottery, helping Virginia's public schools. And brought to you in part by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
On this edition of Cavalier Sports Weekly, presented by the Virginia Lottery.
Big tackle, flips it behind his back and in.
Welcome to Cavalier Sports Weekly. I'm Kristina Chapman from the women's track and field team. We have highlights from 6 different teams on today's show, but as always, we'll start with our play of the week.
Ryan Benacasa to take the face-off for Virginia. He pushed it forward, and Benacasa running top of the box, feeds left side. Stanwyck makes the catch and now comes to the far sideline. Stanwyck goal line, extended left, gets inside. Big tackle, flips it behind his back and in. Steele puts in the highlight goal of the season, and Virginia leads 5-0.
No, it's something you definitely don't practice. I had some idea what the goal was, and I was going down, and just thought, I might as well try and flick it, behind there, and luckily I got my hands off and it went in.
This portion of Cavalier Sports Weekly has been brought to you by SunTrust Mortgage. Live solid, bank solid. Stay tuned. Virginia game highlights are coming up next. This portion of Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Welcome back to the show. On Saturday, our #1 ranked men's lacrosse team was part of the first ever event held in New Giant Stadium, where they faced #2 ranked North Carolina. Let's check out the game story.
12:45 to go, first quarter. Virginia and North Carolina scoreless as Carolina is dispossessed at the top of the box. King Clausen has it. He's racing up the field. And Virginia now has a 3-on-3 as Clausen in top of the box. Feeds left side. Stanwyck drinks and scores!
Ken Clausen's best asset is his speed when the ball's on the ground. He made a great play by picking the ball up.
We battled for 60 minutes. Some days there's not a lot of magic happening. You just gotta fight it out, and I thought that's what happened out there almost for 60 minutes. And you run into these kind of games in the conference. For us, you run to these games in the conference more often than not.
Shamel Bratton now going to the left side, lowers his shoulder against the defender, now swims over the defender, trying to set himself in front of the goal, spins, fires wide right, backed up by Virginia, and a way late hit on Jarvis. The flags come raining down.
Another really hard-fought ACC conference games. All our games are like this. I thought it was 2 very good defensive lacrosse teams out there. It was a little bit, I felt like we never really got untracked offensively, but I would give credit to Carolina for that first and foremost. Probably the best defensive team I think that we've seen all year.
Rebounded a putback though by Virginia. It was Briggs. It bounced right to his right hand. To Shamel Bratton. Bratton left-handed catch, left-handed pass. Stanwyck fakes the pass, steps up, fires and scores from 15 yards out. Sent it off stick side and found it right over the right hip. Here, Ryan Benacasa to take the face-off for Virginia. He pushed it forward, and Benacasa running top of the box, feeds left side. Stanwyck makes the catch and now comes to the far sideline. Stanwyck goal line, extended left, gets inside. Big tackle, flips it behind his back and in. Steele puts in the highlight goal of the season, and Virginia leads 5-0.
No, it's something you definitely don't practice. I had some idea what the goal was, and I was going down, and just thought, I might as well try and flick it, behind there, and luckily I got my hands off and it went in.
4 minutes minutes to go, second quarter, 5-3, Virginia leading. Bradish gets inside, and a high save made with the stick by Adam Gittleman.
There was just not much margin of error out there, and you know, we had to have every save he had. I was, you know, I saw he had 12 or 14 saves on the final stat sheet. You know, I go into every game, people ask me what the key is, and I hate to sound monotonous, but I always say it's, you know, winning face-offs and goalie play. And actually, I thought the kid in the other goal also played well for them today, and you know, we needed Adam to do what he did today in order for us to have a chance to win this game. You know, so I mean, this game was going to be played close to the vest the whole time. He knew it was going to be low scoring, and I thought Adam, you know, kind of stepped up for us whenever we had to have it. So certainly for us, a good victory over a quality team.
One of 9 children, Jameer Jenkins learned to play tennis at an early age from his father and older brothers. By the time he was ready to go to college, he was the #1 recruit in the nation. Jameer Jenkins is your Student Athlete of the Week.
My dad taught me to play tennis, started me at 4 years old, and taught me all the way until 12 and still teaches me now. I think I was always out in the baby stroller, just wanting to hit with everyone, and I was always just around the tennis courts, watching my older brothers play, and it was just, I don't know, I just fell in love with it at a younger age, and ever since then, my dad, my family has just been like such a tradition in our family. He still gives local lessons and works with other players around the community. My dad's always been in my corner every step of the way.
So as you can see where Jameer get his looks from, this is me, you know, very muscular. He's a thoroughbred just like me. Of course, this is Jameer at the top. Looks like he was playing a future in Miami, Florida. This was an article that was shot maybe early '99 in Atlanta, Journal-Constitution. As you can see, Jameer, he had a peanut head at the time. This is Jameer.
Growing up in the Jenkins house, I mean, I would say it was the most fun I've ever had. You can bet that 100% of the time, if Jenkins is in the draw, every Jenkins, you're gonna have 11 people on that sideline cheering for you. My mom's always helping other people. Looking at that and watching her and following her, I'd say that's probably the most important thing that I picked up with her, to just always help other people.
I always instill in my kids, I have this motto, give one, take one. So we sit at the table, I ask them, I said, well, could you foster, could you take people in your home? Because I always try to tell them it don't matter, at some point you got to give back in life. So I hopefully, you know, the things that I instill, I always tell them, get a goal. Get your goal in mind. And I always tell them, you know, in life, anything you do, you have to work hard for it. But the most important thing, I always tell them, get where you're going before you get ready to take somebody with you. When you step on that tennis court, you're in the battlefield. My strongest part of my game would be speed. What I want to get better at is being able to be stronger mentally on the court and off the court also. But I'd say the strongest part would be speed and just really being able to take control of the points with my forehand.
Jameer is just a great athlete, and I think, you know, what's important for him is when he's out there on the tennis court is to, you know, always have fun and be athletic, and, you know, just feel like he's LeBron James on the tennis court. I mean, he's so athletic that, you know, you just feel like he has so many opportunities and creates so much, and people fear that sometimes when they're playing against him, and I think, you know, that's what's going to really get the best out of him. Georgia UGA recruited me, and pretty much I had the choice of going to just about every school that I had on my radar. I was in Florida training at the time. It didn't really hit me until the final hour of making my decision how important it was. Coming to UVA is by far the smartest decision I could have made. I mean, going out on the pro tour when I'm not ready and not mature and I don't know who I am yet, I think it would have probably been the worst decision I've ever made. I would have spent maybe 8 to 10 years finding myself on the tour when I can
do that here in maybe 2 to 4 years and, you know, then make the right decisions and have a good support system behind me. Growing up in the house where I am, when I have so many older brothers, you know, I think that's the most important thing, and coming here was probably the smartest thing I've ever done.
This portion of Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by the Virginia Lottery. More than $4 billion to K-12 public education since 1999. The Virginia Lottery, helping Virginia's public schools.
Our baseball team had a busy weekend with 2 in-state opponents visiting Charlottesville before ACC rival Georgia Tech arrived for a big weekend series. Let's check out the highlights.
The payoff. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Mayberry's got his first K on his first batter.
Witt did a great job tonight. You know, he gave us a tremendous starting performance, and obviously he'll get more opportunities because of it.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Witt Mayberry picks up the K. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a drive to center field. Tyron Rivers running back. He'll look at this one, go over his glove. Gosselin now makes his turnaround third. He'll score. Cavaliers jump out to a 1-0 lead. RBI double for Danny Holtzen.
Tonight we swung the bats very well, very aggressively. Took advantage of some opportunities. Obviously scored quite a few runs tonight, and took advantage of those opportunities we had. And it was great to see because we need that positive momentum going into a big key Georgia Tech series this weekend.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on a comebacker. Moving over is the shortstop. Fires the first base in time, and the Cavaliers get the win.
There's a fastball for a strike call, and that'll do it for the Yellow Jackets in the first. With just 12 walks, this next pitch going to be swung on, hit hard, high into the air, deep to right. That ball just keeps right on swirling. It's out of here. Tyler Cannon, only his second home run of the season, and he has put Virginia on the board first. It's 1-0. Pitch swung on. This one's hit hard. Deep part of the ballpark, though. It's going to be a long run for Parker. He is looking up. It's gone.
Georgia Tech's got some really powerful hitters in their lineup that can drive the ball to the ballpark. And, you know, that shows the level that we pitched tonight, that, we only gave up a couple.
He deals. Swinging a high fly ball to left field. No doubt about this one. Home run for Steven Proscia. Touch them all, Proscia. You cut the lead to 1.
I felt Danny Holtzen going back out there in the 7th inning. He was at 110 pitches, and then going 1-2-3 in that inning was the story of the game.
I think that was the biggest inning of the ball game, but just coming back and attacking the hitters, and I went to my off speed a little bit just because those guys hit me a little harder before the inning before. But we got the momentum back after that.
Swung on and a sharp hit by the second baseman. It gets under his glove. 1 run will score. Second run coming around. 2 runs in, and the Cavaliers have captured a 5-4 lead. Steven Bruno, the freshman, delivers once more. Now the 2-0 pitch to Grovac, swinging a hammered pitch. This one's going far back to deep right center field. Looking at it over the wall. It's out of here. A 2-run home run from Dan Grovac, and the Cavaliers put 2 more on. 7-4 Virginia.
If you can win the series consistently in this league, then you're going to have a chance to win a championship. So, winning on Friday night against a club like this makes a big difference.
Strike 3 called, and that's going to do it as Kevin Arrico seals the deal.
Our football team unveiled their new 2010 uniforms on Friday, and on Saturday they held their annual spring game at Scott Stadium.
We want to make sure what we wear represents you well. We want to make sure these guys have an opportunity that we go out on the field to show that we're first class and show that we take pride in our appearance. Notice that the pants now have an opportunity for the guys to breathe sometimes, the legs to breathe. Sometimes the old material was so tight, they kind of made sure that there was a mesh right here to allow them to get air and dry quicker, so the perspiration would evaporate. We want to make sure that we're light and we're fast. and not have uniforms that will saturate with water or perspiration.
It's going to make each week different and special. So it's going to be nice to be able to mix it up a little bit, and it's just going to get the guys really excited, you know. And I really like the orange. I really think, because when we had the orange my first year for the Richmond game, I really enjoyed that, and it was really fun.
Mark Verica was intercepted, and an auspicious start is it's going to be picked up. Cam Johnson taking it to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
We made such an improvement from where we were from the first practice, to this practice. I mean, would have had to been there just to know about the different things, guys not having the proper technique and alignments. I know there were a couple of flags out there, false starts, but at the beginning of this process, we had to kind of start from scratch. So to this point, with where we are now, I'm very pleased about the defense. I think we've got a chance to be pretty decent on defense. Got some guys that can rush the passer. We have corners that got to be fearless and play the corner position. And I think between Rossai, Chase Minifield, Michael Parker, Devin Wallace, those guys, they don't mind being out there on the island sometimes. If you can get a four-man rush and play with 4 deep secondary, maybe sometimes a 3 deep secondary with a down safety like Rodney McLeod, we have a chance.
Matheny is out of the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to each side, takes the snap, straight drop back. He's looking downfield, lobs this one near sideline. Hunter makes the catch at the 10-yard line, pushed out of bounds at the 6.
A little erratic at sometimes, but you can see the different kind of backs that we have with Keith Payne, big back downhill. Torrey Mack, can catch. He's probably got, some of the best hands coming out of the backfield. Perry Jones, kind of a scatterbug type of guy. So I like what I see there. And, we'll throw the ball deep. We did that a couple times. But we're just kind of 14th practice with 2 of them being a special teams practice. You're still trying to find your identity and working out some of the kinks. But I think we'll be okay.
Coming up after the break. This portion of Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by the Virginia Athletics Foundation.
Up next, we have women's lacrosse, men's tennis, and track and field hosting the Lou Honesty Invitational. you for watching Cavalier Sports Weekly. We have a number of home events coming up, so check your calendars and come out to support your Cavaliers. Women's lacrosse welcomes George Mason to Klockner Stadium on Tuesday, and softball hosts the NC State Wolfpack on Saturday. Our baseball team opens a huge weekend series on Friday against Virginia Tech, and men's lacrosse faces arch rival Duke on Saturday, April 17th. We'll be back next week with coverage on those events and lots more. Until then, go Hoos!
Cavalier Sports Weekly is presented by the Virginia Lottery. The Virginia Lottery, helping Virginia's public schools. And brought to you in part by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.